Psalm 94 verses 10 through 11 reveals that the psalmist has lost patience with brutish men who feign self-concocted knowledge and wisdom. Mankind's true knowledge and the ability to know comes from God. Verse 10 reads, "He who chastens the nations, will he not rebuke, even he who teaches human knowledge?" The psalmist questions, he that reproves nations of people, can he not rebuke individuals? All of history shows that he visits national sin with a national judgment. Why does God hesitate to deal with the single individual, especially one who is powerful in the eyes of men, but not his? The question which follows is equally intense, yet, it is asked with a degree of humility. The statement, "Even he who teaches man knowledge," comes to a pause, leaving translators to supply additional words to complete the sentence, but their words are not in the original manuscripts. It is almost as if the inference were too obvious to need to be stated. It seems that the writer had lost patience with the brutish men who feign self-concocted knowledge and wisdom. Man's knowledge and the ability to know comes from God. Science and its first principles were taught to our progenitor Adam, and all advances that came after him have been due to divine aid. The author and revealer of all knowledge is also the creator of all things. It was he who taught Columbus that the world was round and not flat, or that the globe of the earth was suspended in space. Perhaps Columbus read it in the book of Job. Writes in 26:7, "He stretches the northern skies over empty space, he hangs the earth on nothing." Or perhaps from reading in Isaiah, who was inspired to write in Isaiah 40:22, "God is enthroned above the circle of the earth, its inhabitants are like grasshoppers. He stretches out the heavens like thin cloth and spreads them out like a tent to live in." Psalm 94:11, "The Lord knows the thoughts of man, that they are a mere breath." Our Lord knows that the wicked designs of the human mind amount to nothing. All of our objections and undermining intentions are in vain. We read in 1 Corinthians 3:20. "The Lord knows that the reasoning of the wise and the breath of rebellious mankind are meaningless." Jesus addressed this in Matthew 15:18-20, "But what comes out of the mouth comes from the heart, and this defile a man." 19 For from the heart come evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, sexual immoralities, thefts, false testimonies, blasphemies. 20 These are the things that defile a man, but eating with unwashed hands does not defile a man. 2 How foolish are those who think that God does not know their actions, when the truth is, their vain thoughts are all apparent and perceived by him. How absurd is it to make nothing of God, when in fact we ourselves are as nothing in his sight.